Hi, my name is Kayla Nash, and I will be presenting my project on becoming a physician's assistant. So to begin with, we have scope of practice, and basically for your scope of practice, it's what you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis while you're working. So for a physician's assistant, you'll be working under the supervision of a licensed physician or surgeon, and you'll just be doing things like examining patients, taking medical history, assessing patient medical records to see if there's anything relevant to the injury or illness that they didn't bring up during your consultation, educating your patients and family on injury or illness, and then working with a group of physician's assistants and physicians on your day-to-day basis. So for interactions, you'll be working with your patients first and foremost, and you will also be interacting with other PAs on your team as well as the physician or whoever you're working under when it comes to the diagnosis and treatment of a patient. For your daily duties, you're going to be tending to patients by doing examinations and diagnosing whatever problem they may have. You'll also be spending your time interpreting labs and x-rays. You'll also be recording notes and patient charts, so whatever you talked about, their progress, you'll be updating that in their chart. Depending on who you're working for and where you're working, you could be writing prescriptions. And if you're working under the supervision of a surgeon, you will most likely be assisting during major surgeries, as well as doing simple things in the office like splinting, casting, suturing, giving different types of injections, things of that nature. For your supervision, you will be working again under the direct supervision of a physician or a surgeon. But to complete certain tasks, you don't need to be monitored by them, but when you're doing things like assisting during a surgery, obviously you'll be doing what they tell you and like what they ask of you to do. In your work setting, in most cases, you will be working in either an office or a hospital. It just depends. You can work in all 50 states. The only thing that's really going to vary is how much you get paid and then the availability of a job in that state or that city. And with this career, you also see a lot of PAs in the military. So with this, you can work on military bases, you can be enlisted in the military and be a PA, but this does come with the possible risk of being deployed and working in different countries as well. For your educational requirements, you're going to need an undergrad degree from a four-year university. It doesn't really matter what you get your degree in, but the one thing that is required is all the prerequisites that the school you're applying to is asking for. You also are going to need a GRE score between a 290 and a 330. You want to be really competitive when it comes to things like that. A lot of times they don't necessarily require, but would prefer hands-on patient care. So if you have the opportunity to get a certification as like an EMT or something like that, then that'll give you that good hands-on patient care that a lot of programs are looking for. You also want to have a pretty competitive GPA when you graduate with your undergrad. Usually between 3.3 and 3.5 is what most schools are looking for. If you have higher, that's great. For my personal 5-year timeline, I am a sophomore right now, and starting in the fall, I will be starting my junior year. So what I started with was basically just continuing to take the necessary classes to continue my health sciences degree. And then in that same year, I will be researching PA schools and just trying to figure out where I want to go, what state I want to live in, what program I think would fit me the best. And into the spring of 2019, I will be continuing my degree and then starting to find volunteer opportunities or start looking into getting certificates to give me that hands-on patient care. And going into the summer of 2019, I will be completing all my mandatory summer requirements for my degree, and then I'll also probably start studying for the GRE since I will be going into my senior year of college. So I plan to take the GRE in fall of 2019, and depending on how well I do, will determine if I have to take it again or if I can just start applying to schools with that score that I have. And then in winter of 2019, I will start applying for PA schools, and in spring of 2020 is when I'll start really focusing on doing like mock interviews and just like really preparing myself for the interview process, depending on if I get accepted into a school or get the opportunity to do interviews and things of that nature. So in 2020 or 2021, I will probably be starting my first semester of PA school, and then I plan on obviously completing PA school within the usual 27 months that a program lasts. And once I graduate from PA school, I will be taking my certification exam probably in 2022 or 2023, and that's when I will be really looking for a job and different opportunities to put myself on the market and see where I want to live and hopefully get a job or an internship, just depending.